You and your family have been wanting to plan a vacation or at least go to a resort or a getaway, whatever the case may be. You're looking to just grow closer to one another and just make some memories that you will cherish for the rest of your life. Make sure one thing and one thing only: this man and his family don't come near you or even be in the same vicinity as you. If you see this man and his family, you better get out and go somewhere else. You better have a plan B because this man's going to ruin your day, or rather your vacation, as much as he's looking for a vacation. Trust me, you don't want him there. Nobody 2 is directed by Timo Tjahjanto with a screenplay by Derek Kolstad and Aaron Rabin and a story by Derek Kolstad. The film stars Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, John Ortiz, Riza, Colin Hanks, Christopher Lloyd, and Sharon Stone. Workaholic assassin Hutch Mansell takes his family on a much-needed vacation to the small tourist town of Plummerville. However, he soon finds himself in the crosshairs of a corrupt theme park operator, a shady sheriff, and a bloodthirsty crime boss. Just like with Happy Gilmore 2, IMDb just gave me the same plot as the first movie, so I just had to go with one that was available on Google. That's what you got. Bob Odenkirk is back, but this time he is now hitting the road with the family for a relaxing vacation, something that he has been looking for because he is now growing apart from his family and they are looking to find some way to come together and to hopefully have a good family vacation and just grow closer together. I really enjoyed the first film for what it was, but Bob Odenkirk really just stole the show for his performance and his dedication to the action sequences as a whole. For a guy that you just would never expect to be taking a role like that, it was really good to know that for Bob Odenkirk to look like a normal guy but still kick ass, I think was pretty cool. And while I do think that it doesn't come close to what a lot of action movies of today are, it's still a fun time for a lot of people to enjoy. With a sequel, it can go one or two ways, folks. This is usually always the case whenever it comes to a follow up to a first film. You can just redo the first film, but with a much bigger budget and just go all out crazy, or take it somewhere and improve upon the first film and hopefully just make something that can at least be retuned and defined to be at least a little bit better. In the case of this film, it does take it somewhere. I will give this movie credit. It does not stay in the same area as the first movie was. It is now going to a theme park. And I do like the fact that it is going somewhere that is a little bit more of a more crazier place than what the first movie was. Although you can even say a theme park, really, that's not really crazy. But usually a lot of sequels that try to do theme parks, they tend to get a little bit crazier. But I'll say this: it stays at the same rate as the previous film. It may not do anything new that will really change much of anything, but it's still a fun time. By the end of it, I was enjoying what I given, and while I do have my problems and I do have my issues, I didn't mind with what I was watching. Before discussing those said problems that I have, here are the positives. The performances are entertaining. Once again, Bob Odenkirk still brings the enjoyment and hilarious nature to Hutch Mansell, somebody that a lot of us still think, really, this guy can kick a lot of ass, and throughout this movie he does, but he is also hilarious and also entertaining to watch as this character. Aside from one performer in this film, and I will get to that in my negatives, everyone was enjoying the time that they were having on set. It seemed like everyone was really in on what this movie was and was all down for what the movie was leaning into and what it was set up in the first film, and that is just being more outrageous and more crazier. But at the very least, everyone is able to stick to what this film is and how it goes with it. The direction is exciting. Director Timo Tjahjanto delivers on the thrills and chaos that comes with these films, showcasing his talent of putting his style of action. This is a director, if I'm not mistaken, who is known for action movies, primarily of Indonesia. I think was a really great way to have somebody who's already been established as an action director in his native country and be put into this movie to showcase how much he can bring that to a movie like this. And I think he succeeds in all ways because he does manage to showcase how the action plays out and how this crazy family vacation just goes from being a normal relaxing time to just a bloody insane one at best. But really, I respect how much Timo Tjahjanto really infused what he has done with action, and blending this into a movie of this caliber I think worked out well. The action is brutal. Just like the first, all the action sequences shows the bloody carnage and efficiency that comes with the fights. Nothing new, but not bad at all. As of course, Bob Odenkirk, he is at the center of it all. Those action sequences go down. He throws himself, just like in the first movie, right into it. He has not lost it ever since that first movie, and he still brings that same energy here, and it shows how much that he is willing to put himself into the shape of what an action hero is supposed to be, but still retaining the whole feeling of he is a nobody, and nobody would ever expect somebody like this to be that way. And it's just awesome to see that because also too the action can just be wacky and silly and dumb, but I love it for that reason because I am just a sucker for a lot of dumb zany action movies, especially of the 80s. I think those are always awesome as much as they are corny as all hell. Cannot deny there's a lot of fun factor in here. This movie, it delivers on all of that, especially near the end with the theme park showdown. That was a lot of fun as much as it is dumb and ridiculous. I like it for that reason. The cinematography is fluent. Cinematographer Colin Green captures the sequences and vibes well to show how chaotic and fun it can be, fitting into the summertime as well, just because, of course, this is where we're at right now. Summer is still in effect, and for this movie to really lean into the summer vibes, I think works well, especially when they go to Plummerville. I think it does capture how a local themed tourist attraction area can be, how it promotes itself, and also to when those action sequences happen, I think they are connective with how the actors are performing them and making sure that it doesn't feel as stale as it can. It tries to amp itself up whenever the thrills are happening. The pacing runtime is fast. Every scene goes by and never slows down. With a runtime of 1 hour and 29 minutes, it's perfect. Usually with movies like these, I don't ever want a film to extend its welcome because when you get to around 2 to almost over 2 hours, that becomes a problem. But for a plot like this and for a runtime like this, I think that's where it fits the best because if it had been dragged out, this would have been a problem easily. But thankfully, they were able to stay within their lanes and know when to get out while they still can because if again action movies can sometimes feel like you understand a pacing and how it feels, and this movie knew what it was and it knew it should not overstay what it wants to be. So thankfully they were able to just do what they need to do, entertain you, and for you to go on home. The story is fun, following Hutch and his family going to a theme park for a vacation only to be pitted up against corrupted people was enjoyable to see, culminating in a dumb but explosive climax. Like I mentioned, there is a climax that involves the theme park, crazy zany antics that involves traps and all, but I really do like the fact that they are able to go out of the area in which the first movie was and go a little bit outwards into a completely different environment and showcasing how much Hutch is trying to repair his family, how much he has to repay the debt that was caused from the first movie, and he feels that toll. He feels like he is growing apart from his family and he wants to go back to making sure that his family is together. So for him to take his family to this vacation that he once went to as a kid was funny, but also kind of fun at the same time. The production is efficient, just like the first. The fight choreography, sets, and crew work was on point throughout, showing how the effort was put into this project. When it comes to movies by this production company, 87 Productions, I believe, they always are efficient in making sure that action films are always on tip-top shape. And with this movie, it's no exception. Just like how the first movie was, they are able to pull enough for its budget and to make sure that they are always staying within the frame of mind of how much they can operate. And they are always able to bring high quality action when it comes to these movies. As much as you can look at their budgets and say it's cheap, I think that's kind of cool because they are able to maneuver and be as creative as they can to make something out of it. Enjoyable, but it falls into the issues that affects this sequel, kind of similar to the first movie that I have. Except I will say though, there is one aspect of this movie that really hurts it overall. So here are now the negatives. The villain is lazy. Nothing about her is intimidating or scary. And I don't want to say this, especially for an actress who has been well known in the industry, but Sharon Stone is not good in this role. I really feel like she is trying way too hard to be villainous, but also trying to be laid back as well. As much as I wasn't crazy about the first villain, I'll give him credit. He was mad at Hutch for screwing up his operation when he confronted him. Whereas to the villain in this movie, she don't care. She really doesn't. And that's the funny part, is that it kind of just comes off as Sharon Stone is trying to be this very psychopathic killer that has like a variety of emotions that happens, but it just kind of seems like she's trying so hard to find the tone and vibe of it, and she's just not meshing very well. It's almost like it's all over the place, and I just feel like you could have gotten a different actress for this role. And I get it, Sharon Stone, not to say that she has not played a villainous bad guy before. I'm just saying, I think for this role, I think you needed somebody else that could fit the shoes better than she did, because I just don't think she really leads very well into this role that she's supposed to be in. The music is underwhelming. Composer Dominic Lewis doesn't bring anything exciting to the film. Also, the licensed music kind of feels lackluster. It's kind of disappointing, because when you have an action movie, you're supposed to have a score that can really complement what the movie is and how it presents itself. This movie, it really doesn't. There's not a single score in this movie that I will remember or be going insane for, or even thinking about, just like with the first, because the first movie score is alright, but the licensed music helped it along. As much as, sure, it's not the composing music, it worked well into what the movie was, though. This, I feel like the scoring, but really the licensed music just does not help this movie at all, and it just kind of feels like the action sequences, the cinematography, the direction, they do more of the heavy lifting than the music. As much as the music should add to it, it doesn't here. It just kind of feels like background noise to me. The slow motion is still annoying, just like the first film. There are too many that are just really pointless. I cannot tell you how much I hate slow motion in a lot of movies, and if you're gonna use it, like I said in my previous review, money shots, people. Money shots. Those should be the case. If you are constantly using slow-mo throughout your movie, it's just showcasing how much you are trying to think it looks cool or looks amazing. People, it is a shot. And while you can capture a frame with it, it should not be slowed down to make something grandiose about it. And it just leads to hampering the film as a whole, just how much it just relies on it at times. And I don't really think that that should be the case, because I don't really think action movies should rely on slow motion as if like they need to, because the actors can prove themselves that they can do it. If they feel as if they can't, they always just try to hide up a slow mo, or they think that, oh, because slow motion just makes everything look cool. People nowadays, I just like more fluent, more chaotic, more normal speed type of action, if you will, than how some people like it, but that's just me. Still, it was a good time to deliver on the throws of what the first movie was. Odenkirk was able to be entertaining to watch as always. It may have the same problems as the previous, but I still enjoyed this film overall. It's not a bad watch if you want something to enjoy, especially while summer is still here, or at the very least, winding down. You'll get a kick out of this one. If you like the first movie, I think you'll like this one too. I'm going to give Nobody 2 a 7 out of 10. It's a good time if you want something to see again. Bob Odenkirk, this movie delivers on that, and just knows how to have a sense of humor about itself, and the whole vibe of it just works so well to what this movie is, and making it a little bit, I can't say 100%, but a little bit different from other action movies of this nature. Not feeling like John Wick at all. I'm just saying, though, I do think that for a movie that is of this caliber, it ain't harming anybody. If you want enjoyment, you'll get this. So I will be doing a review for Americana. So yes, look forward to that review and other reviews coming soon.